All right. We are, quote unquote, what I like to say is getting into the shit now.
Mhm.
And it starts out fast and it starts out deep. So, Mike, go ahead.
All right, episode 12, A Miracle's Worth. While Gendo and Fuyutsuki are out on a mission to Antarctica, a massive angel, um, Sahakiel, appears on Earth's orbit, well beyond the reach of the Evangelions, and launching several N2 bombs at it has no effect. The angel attacks by dropping small pieces of itself onto Earth below, calibrating its aim. Once it is zeroed in on Tokyo 3, the main body of Sahakiel will fall to Earth in a massive kamikaze attack to destroy Tokyo 3. All three Evangelions are deployed at once in a race to reach the angel before it hits, hold it back by projecting their own AT fields, and destroy it. The operation is a success, and Shinji, much to his own surprise, receives words of praise from Gendo, for his efforts. Shinji realizes that getting praise from his father might be his main motivation for being a pilot.
Which is really sad.
Yeah.
Before we get too far, did y'all catch the Japanese title for this?
What was it? Don't
She
do all
said, "Don't make others suffer for your personal hatred." That was so long. I forgot how ridiculous some of these are.
So this is the episode I like to call, well, that escalated quickly. Because we're all dropped into the same part of the deep end when we find out where Misato got that scar.
Mhm.
Yay!
Yep.
The horridly dark nature this episode starts out with.
This episode brought to you by Daddy Issues.
Yeah, exactly. Brought to you up by Our Dads Suck. But it's like, and this was always the kind of thing I was waiting for in the show where I was like, man, I understand that Masato was being a nice person when she took Shinji in, but like part of me was thinking she did that unnecessarily quickly and was ready to give away her entire home to that kid. And I was like, why is there like,
yeah, that would all make sense.
It's like, oh gosh. No, I like Masato, so it's like I'm glad we get to learn a little more about her. That, apparently everyone in Evangelion has daddy issues. So, first off, I love this angel design. I always remember this one. I forgot I've seen this episode before. And I love that first of all, it's an angel that's saying like, hey, hug me. But first off, again, we have another glass cannon angel. Goes out like a punk, even though it's basically a whole angel made of C4. But I like the design, and I remember this from the Rebuild films. Not specifically this angel, but they basically make an angel exactly like this one for the Rebuild films.
This one and the one we saw before both have similar like eye designs. That's something I picked up on immediately.
Oh yeah, and this was like cool where it's like, again, we talked about it last time. They're good at making the situations and how they want to deal with these things different. How is this one attack? It literally drops part of itself from orbit.
Yeah.
How are we going to deal with it? We're going to catch it.
It's basically a game of baseball.
It's like the Steve Irwin way of approaching things. Oh, look at that. Look at that deadly snake. One bite and I'm dead. I'm going to poke it.
Is that the Gabriel Iglesias joke?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to touch it.
Sorry, I watched that special recently and I was like, oh gosh, yes. They're just going to poke it with that same stupid box cutter knife.
Yes.
That thing is stronger than God.
It is. And it's stronger than, at this point, the most useless thing in the show that is going to be the most ongoing joke ever. Just fucking stop using N2 mines. Stop. All they ever do is hurt everything but the angel.
Yeah, it's like the military in a Godzilla movie. They are useless. Make something that's either not... Like, stop spending money on those mines because they're not doing a thing.
I hope they make a joke about that later.
I don't remember if they do. I'm going to be perfectly
I
honest.
don't know either. Like, oh gosh. Well, I did find it kind of humorous that like they just stab it in the eye and that whole thing flops down like a pancake.
Yeah. It's got a weak point. A big old
Yeah.
like, and like this is like where the show hits its stride. Like we mentioned last week is where it gets comedic value a little bit, and even this is where it's able to throw a lot of comedy even into the dark moments. My favorite part of this episode is they're like, what if it moves? Well, let's hope it doesn't. What if we don't catch it? Well, let's hope you do. What if we don't do that? We're screwed.
I like when they're having a little celebration for Misato's promotion, and while Misato and Shinji are of course having a very serious issue, the other ones are just like gritching at one another, and I don't know. I just found that funny, though. It just made me realize that what's his name? Kensuke's voice actor is the same guy who plays number 1 in Kids Next Door. I could hear that.
Oh wow.
I could hear that. I could hear that voice come out from it. It's like, oh yeah, he's number 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's just that I love that the fact that now, like, it's not even considered weird to everyone that Asuka hardcore wants Ryoji. That, like, in the middle of a group that both her and Masato were like, why do you have a different woman here?
Is that jealousy I detect? No, why would I be jealous? And we also get a little bit of world building. We finally see what happened to Antarctica after, well, everything hit the fan.
Yep, after basically the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that Gendo is just like, now this place is untouched by sin. And it's like, but everything's like forks, man. There's like, everything's red. Well, I don't even want to know what the heck's sticking out of the water.
Stuff.
Yes.
It's just stuff.
God. And I'm sure we're gonna hear something about what the heck that 4-winged angel thing was.
Probably.
Guys, I was gonna say y'all need to pay. I'll just say, man, buckle up. But also, man, they show a lot of stuff in that intro that people don't realize they show in that intro.
Oh, gosh, they do. I forgot about that. Like, that was on my notes. It's like the story and world building is dense.
Yeah,
in this one.
I'm pretty sure Mother's Basement did a video about the Ava intro, and they pack a lot into there.
There's a lot into there.
We're about to see a ton of that stuff come up now, from what I remember. So buckle up, Mike.
One of my favorite angel design comes up in a couple episodes. I can't wait because it's the most heavy metal album cover thing ever.
Ooh, that gets me excited.
No, I'm just so well. I guess I will say, like, I did a little research and I found this. Maybe we'll edit this in or whatever, but like this cool photo of like what
picture. Send me it. I can put it up.
Here. It's this. It's what the angel originally was supposed to look like. This was like a pitch picture, and it's just like, wow, this looks really cool. I doubt Gainax had the money to make this work, but it's like,
yeah, if you can. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay, I did not know that. Hold on here.
There are some like cool like pre-production images of like Evangelion of like what these things were exactly supposed to look like.
Oh wow,
that's what it was originally supposed this angel specifically was going to look like, and
that looks a lot more majestic than creepy.
It does.
No, and like if you see the 8th Angel stuff from the Rebuild films, they go a little bit more in this route. They don't do the big orange like hug me target sign design, but yeah, no, I liked this episode. I thought it was pretty good overall. I liked the dynamics between the pilots and of course the delicious looking ramen. I want all the ramen right now.
Yeah, that ramen looked so good.
Yeah.
So can you talk for a moment about Asuka's motivation for becoming a pilot?
She's basically booster gold.
Basically.
She pretty much is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is the most paradoxical person in an anime that I have ever seen in a mech anime, at least I should say. There's probably one I'm forgetting, but she
Yeah, of
is the
course.
most. Oh my god! Don't look at me. Please look at me.
Oh gosh. I mean, I get it. Again, you have to put into context. We haven't seen characters like this before in anime, at least at this period of time when the show was made. But boy, does it not age well.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
And of
not.
course, it's like, yeah, but everyone's also mentally damaged in this show because of just abuse and daddy issues and just, the whole world going through like almost dying off. So I can understand everyone being a little, as Fargo would put it, a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how they're getting into a lot more of just not even from just Gendo, but like everyone in general actually like getting praise towards Shinji with like his synchronization tests and stuff like that, about how he's getting closer to Asuka and doing better than all this other stuff. It's you finally get to have a little bit of goodness in that boy before right back over.
Oh god. I feel like that's the whole thing with this show. It's like, oh, progress. Okay, we're walking back.
We're gonna
Yeah, that's the part of the series that I'm looking forward to the least. I'm a Simone fan. I'm not a Shinji fan.
Yeah, absolutely. As you should be. That's how life should operate. But this also has one thing that I have to ask you guys about if you love seeing in TV shows. I love so much that all of a sudden we're like, great, we saved the day. Well, shit.
It's the SpongeBob meme.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, no, I don't have much else. I mean, it's weird. It's like this was a dense episode. It had a little bit of action in it. It was kind of cool to finally see the Angels. Not the Angels, the Avas, just kind of run without it being like a Sakuga moment. And I don't know. There is just something kind of amusing that it's like we're going to catch it.
You're all going to stand here, here, and here based on my predictions.
It's like pray to whoever will listen that you are correct.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. She's not that lucky either. She's never even won a scratch off.
Oh, gosh. That's funny.
Also, can I add also, I forget how great it is every time we hear it. Just theme of Masoto's apartment is great.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so iconic.
Cool. Yeah, it's great. It's so simple, so nice. It's
So one thing I wanted to bring up. This is kind of interesting because for the most part, we've seen angels come out of the ocean, just somehow bamf into existence. This is the first one we've seen come from space, or at least for now. So it's like I feel like I kind of know exactly what angels are, but are they just saying like, I'm not saying it's aliens, but
it's like this is the first one where I'm going to be corrected if I'm way wrong. I believe one of them actually was from space before it just made impact immediately. Yeah. But I could be completely wrong. This is the first one they've actually had just appear orbiting.
I just love that they still have technology that just does nothing to these angels.
Yeah,
it's like who knows how much that's been floating out. I don't know what those things were. Like were they
satellites? I guess
satellite things. Like okay, we're going to take them.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Wow. All it did was blink its AT field and it went poof.
Yeah.
Oh man, This is also where the show heads into Vagsville, USA for a little bit until a bunch of shit gets dropped on everything because it's like, huh. Well, there was 4 wings that popped out of a doomsday portal, and now we're in just a sea of red shit and white spikes. We're not going to tell you what that is.
It's like we're gonna like show you what happened, but you're on your own to figure it out.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, it's
old adventure game logic. We're going to tell you a bunch of stuff through the dialogue, and you pray that you memorize or take notes.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna have to start too because it's just
I know.
oh.
I feel like just like with every Gainax show I've seen, the first half is pretty cohesive, and then it's about to drop off.
It is, and you. I talked about how we're gonna have some real. I believe I said it in at least this batch of them. We're gonna have a real like introduction of like weird fights with angels. This is one of the weirdest ones coming up. It's the most interesting one anyway. Just you're gonna see it by the title when you click on it, but
yeah. No, I remember this one. I do not remember liking it, but also I just made a bunch of snide jokes about it, about why this one was as it is. But it is an interesting episode, so I can't wait.
Yeah,
that's the next one coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, the next one coming up. Yep. But again, parentally ask here, Mike, how are you sitting?
The seatbelt sign is still off.
Is there anything? This is something I used to ask you during the Gurren reviews. Is there any way that the show has been presented so far that you wish would be a little different?
I mean, honestly, this by now this just is the show that I'm watching. The only other thing I can say is I just really don't like Shinji. And
who do you like worse, Shinji or Asuka?
Good question.
They're both annoying in very different ways.
They have their own.
Both are annoying in different ways, but at least Asuka's not the main character.
Yeah, no. Shinji's the wet blanket that started all wet blankets or wet sandwiches. I forgot what the term is.
Both apply.
Both apply. It's funny when I describe this show to people, like, I do like it. I like it a lot. Two of the three main characters are kind of irritated in how they act, though. They're like, well, why is the third one irritating? Because she doesn't talk.
And that sounds worse, but without context.
It does.
I remember I said that when I think it was the first episode we see Asuka, and it's just like, Ray's the best because she doesn't do anything. Oh, wow, wait a minute, hold on. Don't take that out of context.
Yes.
Yep, I'm pretty sure we all said the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think we did. No, I want to see some progress with the pilots, but that's all I want to see.
Yeah, and you do get it. It's just that it's leaps and bounds, and like I said, I plan on going through the movies with this too. So we're gonna get a bit different version of Asuka once the movies hit. I don't remember. I remember it being slightly better. They're still there.
Question is, what movies? You mean the ones that are connected to this version or the rebuild?
The rebuild.
Okay, so because I remember reading bits and pieces about the show, how Anno was like, it was set to be like this one show, but like for the most part, it was going to be this kind of show, but then I started getting more existential about stuff, and then that bled into the show, and then it's like, dang it.
Well, he also just went, fuck the fact that we're on a kids' TV network. Oh, wait, you have big problems with this? Oh, no, it doesn't matter. We made a TV deal.
You gotta love that.
And the worst part is, it's not even a gradual slide. It's just, I put the vehicle in park, I got out and started driving a different vehicle.
Or you just stopped at the top of a hill, got out of the car, and just let it slide back, slide down. Much. It's like, okay.
I'm just gonna walk from here. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But we'll get there.
We'll get there.
This is gonna be such a weird transition, watching those first two movies and then watching the other ones, because we have means of watching them.
Oh gosh, the rebuild films.
Yeah,
I kind of dropped off after one of them. It's like, time skip. What? Oh,
yeah.
You're not going to explain anything.
Yeah, it's one of those, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron, where can everybody find you?
Okay. Well, you can find me at twitter.com/camseyeview. I have my own website called camseyeview.biz where I review foreign animated films called The Other Side of Animation. I am the co-host of the Renegade Animation Podcast on renegadepopculture.com. I also have a Patreon at patreon.com/camseyeview, and that's where you can find me.
Mike, where can they
You
find
guys
you?
can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. Check out my quick thoughts on letterbox.com/Coach K42. Find me in all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can find Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. You can check out all of our podcasts, including Renegade Animation, on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. It's going to be really weird because this is going to be way out of context. Man, like, I got to record on Capes the other day for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Nothing I ever recorded in my life is going to outdo that podcast. At least in length. Holy buckets of bolts, was that the most extreme thing I've ever done in my life?
Yep, one of the longest podcasts we've ever recorded.
Has anything they've done beat that?
I don't think so.
Because that was just short or just over 4.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Well, I remember the fall 2020 one was almost like 3.5 hours. Now it's just like, we beat you, Scorsese. We made something longer than The Irishman.
That's funny. All
and
right.
who knows with the spring one coming up? We'll see.
We'll see. All right. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, Twitch, YouTube. I kind of have a Facebook page. It's not fine. I forget to plug us every now and then. I also have a Ruby fan fiction called The Beacon Stories Team Night Year 1 and Year 2. So if you want to go check it out and you're a fan of Ruby, go check that out. We've been writing it for roughly 3.5 years. So if you want to go see it, go on over there. Until next time, we will see you guys. Bye.
Bye.